And I say this as someone who's always considered myself to be socially and politically liberal. Um, Antioch has almost entirely replaced classical notions of education and psychology with social justice ideology.
Hi, everybody. Auntie speaks. Welcome back. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I thank all of you for coming back and watching my videos. So we are going to take a look at this young lady who is getting a master's degree in counseling, and she goes to Antioch University. And yeah, you could say that they're not really teaching people how to counsel other people. There seems to be a little bit of a different modus operandi up there in Antioch. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Leslie, and I would like to share with you my experiences in the clinical mental health counseling program at Antioch University and my concerns that graduates of this program may be unprepared to serve their clients as counselors based on the training that they've received. Counselors are being trained not to remain objective and neutral with their clients, but rather to see themselves as agents of social change and to view their clients as opportunities for imprinting extreme left-wing views. And I say this as someone who's always considered myself to be socially and politically liberal. Antioch has almost entirely replaced classical notions of education and psychology with social justice ideology.
Agents of social change. Take that in. Take that in. You're going to school because you want to help people. I could never become a counselor. I just could not do it. And anybody who can, I feel for you. You help people through some of the worst moments in their life. But you're not learning to help people. You're learning to be agents of social change. Clients as an opportunity to imprint a left-wing view. Classical notions of psychology being replaced with social justice. I don't know about you, but that is some super, super scary stuff.
I'll give you some examples of how that plays out in counselor training. We were taught that our main role as counselors is not in our work with clients, individuals, and families, but rather as activists for social justice. We were taught to assess ourselves and our clients according to something called the addressing model. This uses the word addressing as an acronym, with each letter standing for a different demographic category. So age, disability, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, nationality, gender identity, socioeconomic status, etc. And for each of these categories, we are to give ourselves either a value of marginalized or privileged, and do the same for our clients, and then add these up and see who's more privileged. And this teaches you how you're supposed to interact with your client. And if one of you is white and the other is not, then automatically that's the trump card. And so the non-white person is the marginalized person, no matter what the other categories say. And this sounds absolutely crazy, but this is actually what they are teaching in a graduate level clinical applied psychology program to future counselors. This is how you are to understand yourself and the person to whom you are speaking.
Wow. I don't quite know what to say. I have never heard of this addressing model, but I have heard of the social hierarchy where you're either oppressed or the oppressor. I never thought to bring that into the counseling sphere. I mean, so you're a counselor and you're white and you have someone who's black, and so you're oppressing that person and you need to highlight it? How does this help your client? How is this going to help them get through their troubles? They're teaching this. They're teaching this is how to help people. Wow.
We were taught to broach race early in the clinical relationship, preferably within the first session. And what that means is that no matter what the client is coming in for, could be relationship issues, depression, bereavement, any number of things that a person might come in to see a counselor for, you are to bring that conversation around to race. And if the person, you say you're a Black person and you're coming in, I'm supposed to say to you, how does it feel to you, a Black person, to sit with me, a white person, as your counselor? And then if it doesn't seem like it's a big deal to you, and it doesn't seem like race has been playing a big role in the issues that you're facing, I'm supposed to help increase, this is what we were told, increase your racial identity salience, which means making you more aware of how race, white supremacy, and systemic racism has impacted the problems that you're having. And if you're a white person, I'm supposed to help you see how you have been perpetrating white supremacy knowingly and unknowingly against people of color, instead of helping you work on the problems that you are bringing in, or in order to steer your problems into a racial discussion.
So you have a Black person who comes in. They lost a spouse. They are dealing with depression. And you are supposed to educate them on how systemic racism is a major factor in their problem. You're supposed to educate them on how racist the world is. What if they're, one of those like schizophrenic people, the black helicopter people, the paranoid schizophrenics? You're going to make them more paranoid, thinking the world's out to get them. We basically have a college in Antioch who is training counselors to go out and actively create racists, or take people who were not concerned about race at all and make them concerned about race. Oh, this sounds like a great idea. Great idea.
I had a professor at Antioch for a multicultural perspectives class, which was basically a social justice training class, who called white women basic bitches, Beckies, and nothing special, and told us that white women's tears have been overvalued. Antioch also promotes racial segregation among students, frequently inviting us to join either a BIPOC affinity group or a white affinity group. The white group used to be called an accountability group, but they've changed that language. They've softened it a little, I guess. They also are promoting language which would change the word woman, replace the word woman with the term AFAB, people with vulvas. AFAB stands for assigned female at birth. So instead of woman, AFAB, people with vulvas. They promote the concept of the trans child as well, which means that according to Antioch's teachings, children can know from very early in life that they are transgender, and that as a counselor, it's your job to affirm and help them on their path to physical alterations of their bodies, not to explore with them what's going on and why they feel the way that they do, and help them to become comfortable with their physical body without drugs and surgeries.
So don't challenge kids at all. Not at all. 10-year-old comes in and thinks that they're a boy. You're not supposed to say, well, why do you think you're a boy? Not maybe denying it, but maybe probing a little bit. Oh, okay. Just affirm. That's your job as a counselor, to affirm.
The chancellor of Antioch also sends out frequent emails in response to social current events in politics and culture. And these are editorials. Most recent one was about renaming Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day. And these emails tell us in really strong language how we are supposed to feel and respond and act in response to these events. There's no attempt at neutrality. There's no attempt at remaining politically objective. These are left-wing political talking points. And it seems to me so highly inappropriate that this person uses their access to the entire student body worth of emails to spread their political points across, far and wide. It's like a bullhorn. All of my concerns are being dismissed. Most recently, the faculty advisor admitted to me that they are aware that they are not training counselors who are going to be able to work with, in her words, the Trump supporter. So this is turning counseling into a profession that seeks to remake you, the client, in one political ideological form and pathologize alternative ways of thinking and sociocultural political viewpoints. I have almost finished this degree. I only have a few classes left to take, and I'm finding myself kind of at a stopping point right now because they've instituted a civility pledge, which is a pledge to social justice ideology. It's being aware of racism, ableism, heterosexism, et cetera, and privileged and marginalized identities. I cannot sign this pledge. I do not agree with this ideology. I will not sign this pledge just because they have my master's degree held hostage.
Jawohl, mein Führer. Yeah, that fits. You have to think my way. You have to do what I do. You have to sign a loyalty oath. Yeah, loyalty oath. I think those are big in China, as Trump would say, in China. Yeah, that's what they do in China. If you're not loyal to the Communist Party, yeah, you're taken out back and you're never heard from again. But that's basically what this college is doing. You are taking a loyalty oath. And you just paid $100,000 to get your graduate degree. And if you don't sign this loyalty piece of paper, then you don't get your degree. Wow. Things are a lot worse than we thought, everybody. They're a lot worse than we thought. This lady is really, really brave to come forward like this. I truly believe that the classical liberals and what used to be called Republicans, just the normal, everyday Republicans, we are the ones who are going to save the country. I agree probably way more with classical liberals than I do with conservative Christians, even though I am a Christian and I don't know if I consider myself a conservative. I don't know. But I think most of us agree. This is crazy. You are basically creating NPC memes of a leftist and marching them out with a counselor tag on the door to indoctrinate the masses. Yeah, that sounds like a great time. So this lady's video is linked in the description. She's had way more views than me, but please go watch the whole video and click like. Her story needs to get out there. I hope the national news picks this up and she gets protection and she gets her graduate degree. So everybody, thanks so much. Like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one.